Just heading up to our pumpkin show. It's not actually started yet. Today's kind of the preview day, I guess you would say. It'll take me a few minutes to get up there, but figured I would go ahead and walk through town a little bit. Ain't going to be a whole lot to really see right now, but going through town, so I figured, why not? I'll mention this later, but I am going to hold a contest. Hopefully it'll turn out okay. What I'm planning on is in the morning, they'll do the weigh-in for the largest pumpkins. And they're not up here yet. They won't bring those in, like I said, till in the morning when they weigh them in. But plan is, for anybody that leaves a comment on the video and makes their guess of what the largest one will weigh, I'm going to have to just open this to U.S. residents, though, because the shipping's killer overseas. But whoever comes up with the closest guess of whatever the largest pumpkin weighs tomorrow, I'll send you a souvenir. I'm not exactly sure what yet, but I'm not sure what all they've got this year. But they always have little shot glasses and commemorative whatnot. So I'll grab something and send it out. Be something a little different, I guess. Yeah, just one guess. And to put it into perspective, our local record is 1,964 pounds. So that just kind of puts it into perspective. They do get quite large. But I haven't seen them this year, so I don't have any idea. And I did buy me one of them. I still think they're stupid, but one of them selfie sticks yesterday, because I'll be standing for about 3 hours in the morning doing a live stream of the weigh-in. And I needed some way to make it easier to hold the phone, because I'm kind of short, and if there's, crowd, hard to get overhead. And I've got an extra battery backup thing, whatever they call them. Just something a little different, I guess you would say. I don't live too far from downtown, just a few minutes. This live stream won't be too long. I'm just going to take a quick pass through town, because there's hardly nobody up here. And if you want to check out anything when I'm not live streaming, or show it off, whatever, you can look up Pumpkin Show on YouTube here, and they got a webcam set up showing the crowd and whatnot from our main intersection in town. And no clue if I'll do any good or not, never know, my first time trying it. But I entered the baking competition up here this year. I've already turned in one entry, which was my pumpkin ice cream bread. And then my mock apple pie, I'll enter that in the morning. I got to bake it yet. But it's something a little different. Maybe I'll get a ribbon, who knows. Either that, or they eat mine first, I'll get sick, cancel the rest of the competition. Either way. I should have made them sign a liability waiver. Not responsible for accident, injury, or illness. Yeah, there won't really be anything open up here right now, but figured it was a good time to give it a quick run through while there wasn't much of a crowd. And then, like I say, I'm going to live stream in the morning. That's 10 a.m. to around 1 p.m., give or take, for the pumpkin weigh. And of course, that's Eastern time. And then Thursday night, we have a parade of bands, all the high school bands from around the state and whatnot. They'll be marching through the parade, and that's usually one of the better ones. So I'm going to try to live stream that if I can. Sometimes the reception up here can get kind of sketchy. And it really doesn't take too long to walk through everything up here when there's no crowd. But there used to be some massive crowds up here when I was a kid. It'd take you 10 minutes or more just across the street fighting through the crowds. Yeah, I know the camera's a little shaky, but like I say, I'm walking, so. Get to this next intersection up here and I'll be all right. And they will have pumpkin everything up here. Pumpkin burgers, pumpkin pizzas, chili, soup, donuts, all kind of cakes and cookies, pies, fudge, anything. And then, of course, there's always the weird fried foods that you see at a lot of fairs and things. Deep fried butter was one I saw last year. Deep fried Kool-Aid, root beer, Coke, Mountain Dew, all that kind of stuff. Deep fried. They're always coming up with something, but that's actually pretty smart though, doing the Kool-Aid, because it's dirt cheap, and yet, you know, they get a good price out of it, so, you know, pretty good profit margin on that. There's never anything really going on in this little town of mine, so that's why I don't live stream more often. There's like nothing here other than a bunch of addicts and things of that sort, but I don't want to mess with none of that. And there's always a Democrat booth up here, which I got thrown out of last year. They don't like it when you stand out there and yell, "Lock her up." But I don't care. Yeah, start down this way. Like I say, this is going to be a fairly short stream. It ain't going to be too much longer. I might go another 20 minutes or so just to walk through. Get kind of an idea. There's ticket booths are still setting up. That's a nursing home right there. That dude's freaking out because I got him on picture. Oh, well, he'll get over it. Like I say, we got about 14,000 people that live here, and they estimate we get about 100,000 people per day come through here starting tomorrow. Which, to be honest, it's more of a hassle than it's worth, but yeah, well, it's only a few days a year, so I deal with it. We got a new what they're calling a pocket park up here, which I don't know. I had mixed feelings on it, but we had a nice historical building that was burnt down several years ago. Arson. Kids broke into it, stole some stuff, got scared, torched the building. And so it was a vacant lot, and they put a park in there for this pumpkin show. It's supposed to be used by everybody and anybody all year long, but let's see. We'll run down this way here, see what's going on. It's one of the stages they use for the parades and whatnot. But like I say, most things ain't open. It's still pretty early. But if you can fry it, it's pretty well up here somewhere. There's Dippin' Dots ice cream. One of the more popular booths. It's all kind of old-fashioned drinks, you know, root beers and whatnot. And it's $7. All you can drink all day. I think it's a little more than that if you got to buy the mug originally, but if you bring one back from last year, cheaper. Italian sausages, ribeye steak sandwiches, coffee, like I say, more fried stuff. $8 for a turkey leg, which goes up like every year. But they're pretty popular. They'll sell the heck out of them. People already got their chairs up here for the parades, even though there's none today till tomorrow. And there's a bus. I'm not sure the backstory of it, but that particular bus is parked in that same spot since the 70s. And they'll have bleachers set up beside it. And the people there sit and watch parades, watch people, all that kind of stuff. Chinese food booth. There's some tacos. Yeah, once in a while they let me out. Good behavior pass. It don't last long though. I get too far, man. They got one of them collars, you know, like you put on a dog, and zap you. So I gotta be careful. Let's see. Walk over this way. There's a couple pumpkins sitting there. You can finally see some. They'll carve those later. That was pretty neat. There's another one of the little booths. But yeah, I'll get up here early in the morning and do a walkthrough. Hopefully you guys can make it for the weigh-in in the morning. But if not, leave your guess in this video, or if you want to guess in the morning, I want to try to do a walkthrough of the lineup when all the pumpkins are here, and then to give everybody a look at it. So I'm not really going to have a cutoff time for the guessing, but until I actually say so in the video tomorrow. Oh, here's a dude that yelled at me again for filming him up there with the ticket thing. There's pizza, steak on a stick. Sorry if I miss your comments. It's kind of hard to see the screen. Onion rings. French fries. Of course, those are always popular. There's the Democrat people. You know. I'll have fun with them later in the week. There's Crazy Bus. There's our courthouse. Let's see. Merry-go-round. Ferris wheels. Kind of funny though, pumpkin show, and I haven't really seen too many pumpkins to show y'all. But like I say, it's still a little early. There's a bunch of them up this way though. I'm not gonna walk through every street, but give you a glimpse of it. We got a pyramid up here. It's got all the pumpkins on it. They always do a good job. We got a local little farmers market thing. And the original owners, they sold out, but the new people that took it over, they're continuing with the tradition thing. Let's see, there's pumpkin pies, floats, ice cream, all that kind of stuff. I usually try to buy stuff off the charity groups, you know, the schools, the churches, or whatnot. You know, it's better prices, better food, and at least it goes for a halfway decent cause. And you really can't see it too well, but behind the booths there, where the red little roofs are, that's the antique shop I go to every once in a while. Look for old glass, whatnot. Where I bought my first piece of glass, matter of fact. It's called Two Old Broads and a Geezer. That's the name of the shop. It's always fun to call them when they answer the phone and say that. But this is where I always go, though, is fish sandwiches. These are good. $6. They're well worth it. Ocean Perch. They've been here for, I don't know, probably 90 years, give or take. Yeah, they got fried everything. There's the Republican booth. Pretty much there, Shane. You pretty well hit the nail on the head there. Now, right up at this intersection here is where the camera is at. So if you get on YouTube and go to the Pumpkin Show page, you'll see the live stream. And that's the information booth. And they're still doing a little setup, but that's the main display. And the empty spots there, right behind the railing there, that's where they'll set the large pumpkins after they're weighed in and whatnot. And here's the leader, well, the winners from previous years. As you can see, 2014, if you can see it there. That's Bob Liggett. He's an eye doctor. 1,964 pounds. And I don't know how well you guys can see him or not, but standing straight in front of me, there in the green shirt with the hat on, that's the local auctioneer that I go to where I buy most of my glass. Plus, he's the MC, Grand Marshal, whatever you want to call him. It'll do the weigh-in in the morning. So that's always pretty neat. Yeah, like I say, I'll mess around with the Democrat booth later in the week. That's a high school athletics. There's fried cheese. Painting, some artwork they do on the window every year at the bank. Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. And the only rule they really have as far as the pumpkin weigh-in goes, it has to be within, I believe it's 21 miles of right here in order for it to be eligible. And as far as the baked goods and stuff like I entered, that has to be within, I think it said a 17-mile radius of here. And no store-bought, pie doughs or none of that kind of mess. And here's our new park stage thing, whatever you want to call it. They're not done with it. They got some more work to do, but They had to get it this far so they could use it this week. And the large pie, which I'll show later, they don't have it done yet. This is the first year they're going to auction off our pumpkin pie. Now, I'll wear my Trump shirt and hat and all that and go up there and mess around with the Democrats. See how mad I can make them, which shouldn't be all that hard. Either wear my build the wall t-shirt or Trump is my president t-shirt, one of the two. And I'll probably buy a Trump shirt if I see one up there. Yeah, I've got several Trump hats, but I'm going to wear the exact "Make America Great Again." You know, his campaign hat, the trucker hat they call it. I got one of those, so that's like, you can trigger them from miles away. Hey, you're not a true Trump supporter if you can't trigger a few of them. There's the big boat thing, swing people back and forth. I never was much for rides, but they always have enough of them. That seems to be a new and rare freak out. I don't remember it anyway. Let's see. And I'll walk down this way and then get done at the end of the road here. I'm going to go ahead and call it. There just ain't a whole lot up right now. I just wanted to give everybody kind of an idea of what was going on. Now, nothing's really open yet. It don't officially open till in the morning, but they kind of call it local night tonight after 5. So a lot of the stuff will start opening up. I just, like I said, got up here early so I could show stuff off without too much of a crowd. And as you can see, there is none other than the workers. Pumpkin waffles, Buckeyes, which those are good. And obviously a lemonade stand since they got a bunch of it. Yep, pumpkin everything. And Cypher, yeah, you're right about that too. Anyone that doesn't fit that description, a majority of them are the out-of-towners. Seafood booth. Clothing booth. And that's the booth or the building, I should say, where all the baked stuff is. I got a loaf of bread in there. I'll have a pie in there tomorrow. And that's pretty much it. I'll walk up this way back out of the area. I gotta meet my dad up here. They took, pretty interesting. We had an old school building, which I actually went there. It was a high school originally, and then it became a junior high when I was there. And the school system, they all got a new piece of property, built a whole new thing. So they didn't know what to do with the old historical building. Not that this town cares about history anyway. But a guy from out of town come in and converted the whole building into apartments, but yet left the outside original. So they're doing an open house there here in a little bit, and I'm going to meet Dad over there and go through it, see what it looks like. Maybe run into some of my old school teachers or whatnot. There's a few of them that weren't too bad. Now, it would be nice if I'd be able to live stream the parade and it would turn out with no connection issues like I've had today so far, but supposed to have some extra cell towers and stuff, but from what I've read, I could be wrong. I'm no electrical person, but they say with all this extra wiring up here for me to boost and rides and whatnot, that interferes with a lot of the cell connections. So I don't know if there's anything to that, but could be. There's a bourbon chicken booth. There's a bunch of that bourbon chicken around here. It's pretty popular. There's one down at the other end, and that thing will have 150, 200 people in line waiting on that thing.
Still have that bunkhouse? I'm thinking about it, seriously.
An empty lot over here in between the two buildings. That used to be our nice bowling alley until it burnt down. So now it's just an empty lot. And of course you got your carnival games, your climbing the ladders and the shooting the water guns and all that kind of mess. With all the emoji stuff. It's always kind of neat to see what the popular, theme of the prizes are. There are mini donuts booth, roasted pecans, almonds, whatnot, corn dogs, fried cheese, plenty of French fry booths, pizzas, pumpkin milkshakes, roasted corn, just a little bit of everything. Pumpkin brownies. No bun knit. I don't have no bun. I did, like I said, I bought me a selfie stick though to use tomorrow. A little easier, but that's pretty much the short and sweet of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this one here, and I'll start another one up in the morning. Like I said, around 10 o'clock or so. I'll start one when they do the weigh-in. Hope everybody can make it back for that. That's always fun, or catch it afterwards. But make sure, if you want, leave a comment in this video, or you can leave one in the video I'll do tomorrow of what your guess is for the largest pumpkin. And whoever gets the correct, or closest, I should say, then I'll send you a souvenir from up here. But that's going to be U.S. residents only, because overseas shipping, like I said, kills me. But I'll get you a shot glass or something. I don't know. I'll come up with something. I'll see what they got. But like I say, that's pretty much it for today, guys. Take it easy. Stay safe. And I'll catch you in the morning.